Welcome back, everybody. We are here in the garage. It is late at night and the wind is absolutely whipping outside, but we have an axe to finish, and that is the plan. So the last time I was fitting this thing up, I realized that you could kind of reverse it depending upon if you're right-handed or left-handed. And after talking to some folks, I've established that potentially the best way to mount this up is as you see here, okay? As you see here. And the reason for that is because I'm right-handed, this will be much easier for me to use. So I'm going to mount it up like that, which means I kind of need to modify the lower end of this thing a little bit. So we're going to beat the heck out of it with the mallet, put some marks in the wood, and then do a little bit of sanding. So let's get to it. You can see here we've put some markings in the wood. What I can do now is go into this and sand it down just a touch in these areas, kind of get down past the grooves that are now in it, and that should allow me to mount this head up without having to worry too much about it. You can see I've got a few millimeters over the top, which is sort of what I wanted. What I need to do now is recut what's called the kerf, this inside portion. I need that to be a significant amount wider, and then we can start worrying about wedging and how I'm going to really fit this thing together. So I'll cut the kerf, and then we'll decide about where we're going to cross wedge. The way this looks, I need to expand it from about there back to about there forward. So we'll probably do 2 cross wedges and 1 central wedge. All right, so the question becomes, how do you cut this open for your wedge? And my answer has always been a gorgeous Japanese razor saw. I don't know if you can see it, but you can make out just how paper thin what we are taking off is. You can see how thick the cut is from this saw blade. Just eyeballing it, it's about 1 millimeter. Man. Good luck getting that with most any other instrument. It is such a good tool. Right, I'm going to use a small wood chisel. Right, I'm just going to come in here. I'm going to use this to cut at an angle and shave back where we're going to cut out this piece of wood. I'm just using this to sort of fashion a ledge inside of there. So if the wedge comes that far down, it'll go into the depths, so to speak, as opposed to causing problems, let's say. That piece, again, is about 1 millimeter thick. I want you to look at what we've done. We've got a nice big opening here now that we can come into and put our wedge. I'm going to cross wedge it right there. And we'll do it about equidistant. Right there. Wow, comes to a point, wide on one side, point on the other. Perfect for this sort of thing. All right. So this is what we have. That is not bad. Not bad. That's not bad. Let's see where it goes. So, when it comes to wedges, keep some things around. It's just a matter of finding those things when necessary. So, what we have here is mahogany chips. We have some oak. We have some poplar and some more oak. Now, the cross wedging, that is going to 100% be mahogany. I love mahogany dark cross wedges. I just think that's the way to do it. It's going to turn out great. We have poplar here. These are good wedges. I don't know. I've never used a poplar wedge. Like, I get the concept. They're so soft. I don't know. So what I'm probably going to do is see if I can, that's not quite right. See if I can make this oak wedge work. I feel like this one may be a little small, but what I might do is split it and then do larger cross wedges inside. Put it on the edge so I can get my saw through it. Alright, I have all my wedges cut. They all exist. We shall see how they actually play out in the head when the time comes. I'm going to go ahead and dress the head. You can see like it's from factory. It's kind of hard to make out actually, but it's very rough. Very rough, deep grooves. You know, it's just not the way I'd like to have it. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the handle out, get it done, and then once the handle is done, I'm going to hang the head. We've got most of the big stuff taken care of. I can still make out scratches, you know, from the turning process when this was actually made. A lot of dust in the air at the moment. I can still make out the scratches from that when it was manufactured. But there's, you know, there's not a lot you can do about that. Like, I could keep sanding and get all that out of there, but this isn't a table, you know. I'm not turning somebody a pin or something ridiculous. This is an axe. It's going to be beat up. It's going to be used. So I don't expect it to be perfect and shiny and glossy. And frankly, I don't want it to be perfect and shiny and glossy. If it's too smooth, then it would increase the likelihood of slipping out of your hand, and that's not ideal. Alright, let me show you what we've got here. This is potassium permanganate. Alright, crystals of potassium permanganate. This is one of those moments where, hang on, dirty lens. It's one of those moments where having some scientific background is not the worst idea ever. You see, we can take potassium permanganate, which forms these beautiful purple crystals. Oh my gosh. Can you see that? How pretty they are? Beautiful purple crystals. And we can put that into a bottle cap. Now, into our bottle cap, we will then place some water. And we're going to make maybe a little more than that. Let's see. Here we go. We are going to have some purple water. As you can see, nice purple water. I can, you know, give that a little stir. Okay. Now, what this is going to do is, in its natural form, nothing's really happening. But for whatever reason, when it gets onto wood, it oxidizes almost instantaneously. All right, and it turns into manganese oxide. This, in turn, turns the wood a nice, deep, lustrous brown color. And that's exactly what we're going for. So what I have here is I got my gloves on. This stuff's non-toxic. Ain't gonna hurt you. But I don't want to have brown fingers. So I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna dip it purple. Dip it into my purple solution. And now observe the process. Swipe of purple. Turns brown. It's crazy. So let's hit this thing, shall we? So what you do, once you've got your stain on there, and why I wear these gloves mostly, is you use your hands and really work the stain into the wood. And get it in all the crevices. And that really helps your final product out. Really helps out the final product. I think it's the warmth from your hands kind of helps out. Get a much better final product. So I'm going to take a dry cloth here. I'm just going to rub this excess stain off because you don't want it just pooling up and drying on the surface. Well, here it is. So what we're going to do now is we'll take our 120 grit and we'll give this a little rub. And we'll give it a little rub with the 220, and that'll take all of the burr off of it. All the raised grain will come back down. Again, the idea here is just a nice gentle rub down. So we're going to go with Gorilla Clear adhesive. I mean, it will bind to wood and work fine. It's just not my preference. Look at where we're headed. Man alive. Turn out. Alright, I gotta let it rest for a little bit. Probably needs to sit for at least 8 or 10 hours. I would say that we have a hewing axe. We've got a good hewing axe. It's going to take a lot of work, but it's going to be good. Not bad at all. Currently undertaking an important process of this. I am pouring boiled linseed oil over the top of the axe head. Liberal quantities, as you can see. I'm letting, in fact, coaxing that oil into the cracks of the wood. Just as best I can. You can see it kind of filling in as I go here. Coaxing the oil into all the cracks. Oh, look at that. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get the oil to start soaking down into the head of the axe. Alright, so it's going to soak in, and it's going to make the wood expand ever so slightly. It's going to make this connection even tighter. Now, the goal here is to really, get your claw good and wet. What you want to do is have the oil dripping down the axe, alright? But look at that finish. An oil finish is the only finish from my perspective. Like when you're done, it's oil or nothing. And the glory of the oil is that as you are working it in and using the axe or whatever it is that's made of wood that you're working with, that you're oiling, the oil will change with time. It just gets better and better. Just gets better and better.
Yeah, water salt us. That's what's in here. What's in this big pack?
It's bandsaw, baby.
Bandsaw?
What do you think?
I like that.
Careful, don't touch it. It might be sharp.
Daddy, I didn't see that.
Yeah, isn't that neat?
It was on the show. It was right here and there. Something was in that.
Yeah. We were staining some wood last night.
Yeah.
What is that you're touching right there?
This?
Yeah.
This right here.
What is that?
Put something right in the middle and just cramp it.
You cramp it?
Like
You clamp it?
cramp it.
You cramp it.
Here, see that car?
Okay.
Now.
What we're gonna do, come here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take that axe, and we're gonna rub it down with some paper towels. Yeah, paper towels.
Paper towel.
Yeah, come over here and grab a hold of it. Just rub it top to bottom, all the way down. Oh, and then come back up. All right. That's going to get most of the oil off of it. See, now look at your paper towel. See, it's all greasy.
Greasy.
Yep. Okay. All right, big man.
Now.
Can you go and stand right over here by the back of the car?
Okay.
I'm going to put my headphones on here.
Now put my fingers in my ears.
I got to do something loud for just a second. All right, come on, my boy. Let's go out in the sun so we can see some pictures. All right, so I'm talking to the camera. Okay, buddy?
Okay, Daddy.
What I've done is I went ahead and I put a little bit of a finish on there. Not much, just a little bit of a finish. And then I took it after I put a little bit of a finish on it, and I just ran it over my brass brush. You can make out. If you look at this thing. Johnny, you're in the sun, buddy. You can't see. All right. You can make out that there are two distinct colors here. So this is the old, where it was, and this is the edge that's been sharpened just a little bit. Now, I didn't want this thing to be razor sharp. I just wanted it to be sharp enough to do the job it needed to do. And I believe we have succeeded in that. John David, what do you think, buddy? Have we succeeded?
Yeah.
All right. Say yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. So here it is. Here's my boy. What do you think, Johnny? Is it cool?
Well, it's heavy.
Is it heavy?
Yeah.
You think you could use it?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Well, it's heavy.
Pretty neat, huh? What is that? Do you know what it is? That's an axe. That's right. Not bad. Not bad at all.